What if I told you 3 simple words could instantly change how women see you? It might sound unbelievable, but attraction isn't always about looks, money, or status. It's about psychology, timing, and confidence. When used correctly, 3 simple words can trigger instant interest and curiosity in a woman, whether she's hard to impress or you've never even spoken to her. But here's the thing, saying the words alone isn't enough. How you say them, when, and why they work on a deeper psychological level makes all the difference. In this video, we're going to break it all down. You will learn these words and understand the science behind their impact, the exact moments to use them for maximum effect, and the subtle cues that will make her feel an undeniable pull toward you. Master this, and you'll never struggle to create attraction again. Let's get started. First, find out the mistakes men make in attraction, why women lose interest quickly. Many men unknowingly sabotage their chances with women by adhering to misguided beliefs about attraction. They assume that physical appearance alone will be enough to captivate a woman's interest, overlooking the more profound psychological elements that truly sustain desire. While maintaining a good appearance is beneficial, attraction for women is not solely based on looks. It is an emotional experience shaped by confidence, personality, and presence. Regardless of how well dressed or physically fit he may be, a man who lacks these qualities will struggle to leave a lasting impression. Another common mistake is attempting to buy affection through expensive gifts and extravagant gestures. While generosity is appreciated, it does not replace the need for genuine emotional connection. A woman may enjoy receiving thoughtful presents, but if they are used as a substitute for meaningful interaction, they can come across as desperate attempts to win approval. Women are far more drawn to a man who engages them in stimulating conversation, who can make them laugh, and who exudes self-assurance without needing external validation. Indecision is another major attraction killer. When a man hesitates or constantly defers to a woman's preferences without offering his input, it signals a lack of confidence. A question like, "What would you like to do?" may seem polite, but it conveys uncertainty and passivity when used excessively. Women prefer men who can take the lead, suggest exciting plans, and confidently make decisions. This does not mean ignoring her preferences, but rather demonstrating a sense of direction and decisiveness that fosters trust and admiration. Insecurity is equally detrimental. A man constantly seeking reassurance or approval from a woman can quickly become unattractive. Confidence is not about arrogance but self-assuredness, a deep belief in one's worth without needing to prove it. When a man relies on a woman's validation to feel good about himself, it burdens her emotionally and diminishes his appeal. True attraction flourishes when a man is comfortable in his skin, engaging with women from a place of abundance rather than desperation. Understanding these common mistakes is essential for men who want to build genuine and lasting connections. Attraction is not about trying too hard or impressing a woman with wealth or appearance. It embodies the qualities that naturally draw women in: confidence, decisiveness, and emotional presence. When a man shifts his focus from external validation to internal self-improvement, he becomes more attractive and cultivates relationships built on mutual respect and genuine desire. Next, consider the key to attraction: confidence, clarity, and authenticity. Attraction is not about trying too hard, impressing with grand gestures, or spending excessive money to win someone over. At its core, attraction is a response to the energy a man projects, his presence, his certainty, and his ability to create a connection without force or desperation. Women are drawn to qualities that make them feel secure, intrigued, and emotionally engaged. The three most potent traits a man can embody, confidence, clarity, and authenticity, serve as the foundation for deep, meaningful attraction. Confidence is not about arrogance or dominance. It is about a man knowing who he is and standing firmly in that truth. When a man is sure of himself, he does not seek validation or approval. Instead, he naturally commands respect and admiration. A woman can sense when a man is comfortable in his skin, creating an environment where she too feels safe to be herself. Confidence is evident in how he speaks, moves, and engages in conversation. It is how he maintains eye contact without hesitation, takes initiative without fear of rejection, and communicates without second-guessing himself. Clarity is equally crucial. A man who knows what he wants and is unafraid to express it stands out. Indecision and hesitation create uncertainty, and uncertainty is unattractive. Women are naturally drawn to leaders, men with a direction in life, a purpose they are actively pursuing. This does not mean he must have everything figured out, but he must at least have a vision, a goal, and a mindset that reflects ambition. When a man is clear about his intentions in a relationship, he eliminates confusion and builds trust. Whether seeking something serious or simply exploring a connection, his honesty creates a space where both people can engage with authenticity rather than hidden agendas. Authenticity ties everything together. Women do not fall for a man trying to be someone he is not, pretending to be wealthier, funnier, or more successful than he truly is will only create an illusion that eventually collapses. True attraction happens when a man is unapologetically himself, when he shares his passions, his quirks, and even his flaws with confidence. The most powerful connections are formed when both individuals can drop their masks and engage in a relationship based on genuine interest and mutual respect. Ultimately, attraction is built on these three simple yet profound elements: confidence, clarity, and authenticity. These qualities come together in the unspoken power of three words: you and me. A man who embodies these traits does not need gimmicks, manipulation, or external validation. He naturally creates an irresistible presence that draws women in, not through effort, but through the undeniable strength of his character. And that power is encapsulated in three simple but powerful words: you and me. The power of you and me, a statement of confidence and connection. Few phrases hold as much weight in attraction and relationships as the simple yet profound words, you and me. While they may seem casual on the surface, their impact goes far beyond mere conversation. These three words encapsulate confidence, decisiveness, and leadership, qualities women instinctively admire in a man. They signal certainty, a sense of direction, and an unwavering belief in the connection being built. On a journey beyond the junction, women are naturally drawn to men who take the lead rather than waiting passively for things to unfold. When a man says, you and me, he makes a definitive statement rather than asking for permission. He is not uncertain or hesitant. He is sure of his place, and he is sure of hers. This certainty creates an undeniable pull. Women respect and appreciate a man who knows what he wants and expresses it without fear of rejection or doubt. Even those who value complete equality in decision-making often find themselves attracted to men who assert a quiet but firm sense of control. Attraction is not born from excessive politeness or indecision. It thrives in moments of clarity and confidence. When a man leads with assurance, he projects stability, which is deeply attractive. You and me is a verbal embodiment of this principle. It works effortlessly in casual flirting, sparking chemistry through its playfulness and directness. In serious relationships, it reinforces commitment, showing that a man is invested and willing to stand by his words. The difference between a man who captures attention and one who is overlooked often comes down to the energy he conveys. Uncertainty, hesitation, and excessive seeking of approval weaken attraction. On the other hand, when a man speaks with conviction, he creates an emotional response that fosters connection. "You and me" is not just a phrase, but a declaration. It tells a woman that she is part of something, that a shared experience is unfolding, and that she is not left to make all the choices alone. Men who understand this dynamic do not overcomplicate their interactions. They do not second-guess their words or try too hard to impress. They communicate with purpose, allowing their natural confidence to shape their presence. Women respond to this, often in ways they may not fully recognize. The strongest connections are built not through hesitation, but through clarity and intent. A man who can say "you and me" with sincerity and certainty is already ahead in the attraction game. This leads to the 4 pillars of you and me, the foundation of what women want in a relationship. Women are naturally drawn to men who embody a strong, balanced, and engaging presence that signals emotional and psychological stability. The core of this attraction are 4 fundamental pillars: interest, respect, attraction, and initiative. These elements create a compelling dynamic that fosters connection, trust, and desire. Interest is the first pillar, and it must be genuine. A woman wants to feel desired, not as a prize to be won, but as a unique individual who captivates a man's attention. However, a fine line exists between showing authentic interest and appearing desperate. Desperation signals a lack of self-worth, whereas genuine interest comes from a place of confidence. A man who listens attentively, engages in meaningful conversations, and remembers minor details about her demonstrates that he values her presence without begging for her attention. Respect is the second pillar, and it goes beyond basic politeness. It is about recognizing and valuing her emotions, thoughts, and choices. A woman needs to feel heard and understood. When a man respects her boundaries, opinions, and individuality, she feels safe in his presence. He does not dismiss her feelings or try to manipulate her. Instead, he acknowledges her emotions as valid, even if he does not always agree. This respect builds trust, creating a strong foundation for any relationship. Attraction is the third pillar, and it stems from confidence. While physical appearance can play a role, what truly captivates a woman is a man's self-assuredness. Confidence is not arrogance. It is the quiet certainty in how he carries himself, speaks, and interacts with the world. A man who owns his space, maintains eye contact, and expresses himself effortlessly, exuding an inherently magnetic energy. Women are drawn to comfortable men in their skin, which signals emotional and psychological strength. The initiative is the final pillar, one of a man's most attractive qualities. Women appreciate men who lead, make decisions, and guide interactions. This does not mean being controlling. Instead, it means showing decisiveness and reliability. A man who plans a date instead of constantly asking what she wants to do, who confidently expresses his desires instead of waiting for validation, creates a sense of direction that women find reassuring. Initiative signals competence and leadership, 2 traits that naturally inspire trust and admiration. Together, these 4 pillars form the foundation of a strong and desirable presence. When a man integrates interest, respect, attraction, and initiative into his interactions, he captivates a woman's attention and creates a dynamic where she feels valued, secure, and deeply connected. One of the most subtle yet powerful ways to create a deeper connection with a woman is through the natural and confident use of you and me in conversations. When used correctly, this simple phrase fosters a sense of closeness, shared experiences, and expectation. It signals confidence and direction, making interactions feel more personal and engaging. When starting a conversation, many men fall into the trap of asking generic, forgettable questions. Instead of saying, "So, what do you do for fun?" or "Where are you from?" which can feel routine and impersonal, a more engaging approach would be to naturally incorporate "you and me" to establish an immediate connection. Saying something like, "You and I should get to know each other better," creates intrigue and subtly sets the expectation that you already have a dynamic. Similarly, casually mentioning, "You and I can talk about this later," plants the idea of continued interaction, making her more likely to anticipate future conversations. The phrase becomes even more effective when asking her out. Many men make the mistake of being overly passive or hesitant, saying things like, "If you want, we can hang out sometime." This lack of decisiveness can come across as uncertain, making it easier for her to decline. Instead, using direct yet natural statements like, "You and me are going out Saturday night," conveys confidence and creates an expectation rather than posing a question she has to consider. It presents the idea as something already set in motion, increasing the likelihood of a positive response. The key is to deliver it in a relaxed, playful way that feels effortless rather than forceful. Even in a long-term relationship, how a man communicates directly influences attraction and emotional engagement. A common pitfall is allowing the woman to make all the decisions, which can lead to a dynamic where she feels more like a leader than a partner. Using "you and I" to demonstrate leadership and thoughtfulness, a man reassures his partner of his ability to take initiative. Saying, "You and I are going to plan something special this weekend," keeps the excitement alive and signals his investment in the relationship. It reinforces that he is engaged and actively contributing to creating meaningful experiences. The key to making "you and me" effective is to use it with natural confidence. It can have the opposite effect if it feels rehearsed or forced, making interactions seem scripted rather than authentic. However, when delivered with ease and sincerity, it becomes a powerful tool in establishing attraction, maintaining connection, and strengthening relationships over time. A man who understands how to guide conversations with this simple yet impactful phrase will naturally stand out, creating a sense of chemistry and mutual investment that makes every interaction more meaningful. This leads to another critical element in communication: confidence in delivery. Mastering the art of confidence: why delivery matters in attraction. Attraction isn't just about what you say, it's about how you say it. While words hold power, the energy and confidence behind them make a lasting impression. For men seeking to connect with women, how you deliver your thoughts can often be more important than the words themselves. It's not enough to simply speak your mind, you must do so in a way that conveys assurance and sincerity. Confidence is key, but it's essential to strike the right balance. Confidence doesn't mean dominating the conversation or trying to overpower the other person. It's about speaking with clarity and certainty. Speaking with assurance shows you are comfortable with yourself and your words. However, this confidence should never spill over into arrogance. Arrogance tends to push people away, while confidence naturally draws others in. A confident man trusts himself and respects those around him enough to express his thoughts without hesitation and needing to belittle or boast. Equally important is delivering your words naturally. Avoid sounding overly rehearsed or robotic. A conversation should feel like a natural exchange, not a monologue. Women quickly pick up on when a man is trying too hard or his words seem insincere. The key is to sound relaxed, authentic, and engaged. Show that you're genuinely interested in the conversation. Overly scripted lines may appear insincere or as though you're trying to manipulate the situation. Instead, let your words flow in a way that reflects your true self. Maintaining eye contact is one of the most powerful communication tools during a conversation. This simple act enhances sincerity and creates a deeper emotional connection. Eye contact signals you are present, engaged, and attentive to her words. It communicates that you value the conversation and the person you're speaking with. It also helps you to gauge her responses and adjust your delivery based on her emotional state. Too much eye contact can feel intense or intimidating, while too little can make you seem disinterested or evasive. Striking the right balance is essential to creating a positive connection. Remember, your words should never be about manipulation. They should reflect genuine interest, curiosity, and respect for the person you're speaking to. When your words are backed by sincere energy and confidence, they can create a lasting impression. It's not just about saying the right things. It's about delivering them in a way that makes the other person feel heard, valued, and understood. In the end, mastering the delivery of your words is a crucial part of building authentic connections. By balancing confidence with authenticity, maintaining eye contact, and speaking with genuine interest, you set the stage for a meaningful interaction. The energy behind your words will create a spark of attraction, not just the words themselves. The power of simple words, how you and me, creates instant connection. Some phrases carry power not because of their complexity, but because of their simplicity. You and me is a phrase that instantly creates a bond, a sense of belonging, and an undeniable connection between two people. Its beauty lies in how effortlessly it cuts through ambiguity, establishing a clear understanding that two people are now on the same page. It doesn't just convey a message, it conveys intention, and that's incredibly attractive. The simplicity of you and me strips away any confusion or doubt. There's no need for further explanation or analysis. It is direct, concise, and meaningful. When a man says, you and me, he says more than two individuals are coming together. He's signaling that he is ready for a partnership, a connection that goes beyond the surface. At that moment, he shows he knows what he wants and is not afraid to claim it. Women are naturally drawn to men who display confidence. And you and me is the ultimate expression of confidence. It demonstrates clarity of purpose and decisiveness. Women, in particular, appreciate when a man is evident in his intentions, as it removes uncertainty and creates a safe space for deeper connection. It's easy to become wrapped up in games or hesitation, but words like you and me leave no room for doubt. It shows you are fully present, grounded in the here and now, and ready to embrace something meaningful. This phrase has an almost magnetic pull because it frames the relationship in terms of partnership. It's not just about the individual. It's about two people coming together to share something greater than themselves. You and me implies teamwork. It suggests that together anything is possible. And this creates an emotional resonance that goes far beyond the words themselves. Let's start by looking at some of the things that go missing in the very nature of relationship, so that they can be fully understood. Using phrases like you and me can be incredibly effective for men navigating relationships. It communicates not just attraction but intention, and more importantly, it invites the woman into the vision of the future. It gives her a glimpse of what's to come, a promise of mutual effort and care. When a man speaks confidently and knows his words will carry weight and meaning, it becomes a key to unlocking emotional intimacy. In relationships, it's often not the grand gestures or elaborate declarations that make the most significant impact. Sometimes, they are the most straightforward words that carry the most weight. You and me is an invitation to something tangible, authentic, and, most importantly, something that promises mutual respect and understanding. So next time you're at a crossroads, unsure of how to express your feelings, remember this phrase. It might just be the bridge that turns potential into reality. Mastering the power of you and me, strengthening relationships with simple phrases. Language plays a pivotal role in how we connect with others. Sometimes the most powerful words are the simplest ones. The phrase "you and me" may seem ordinary, but when used effectively, it holds the potential to build stronger relationships in various aspects of life, from the workplace to casual encounters and romantic interests. Incorporating these two words into your daily conversations can subtly yet profoundly impact how others perceive and respond to you. Start by using this phrase in professional settings. For example, when tackling a challenging project at work, saying, "You and I can solve this together," demonstrates leadership and collaboration. It communicates that you are proactive and establishes a sense of partnership and teamwork. By framing the task as a shared endeavor, you signal confidence in the team and your ability to lead, which inspires trust and respect. When you present challenges as opportunities for joint problem solving, you engage those around you and foster a cooperative spirit. Now, shift the context to your personal life. Imagine you're catching up with friends, and you say, "You and I need to hang out more often." This simple sentence strengthens your bond by implying that you value the relationship and are interested in spending time together. It subtly reinforces a sense of connection, making the other person feel included and appreciated. Over time, this builds trust and loyalty, as both parties know that the relationship is a priority. Regarding romantic interactions, the phrase takes on a more intimate meaning. Instead of offering a generic suggestion, you can say, "You and I should meet for coffee." This approach creates a direct invitation for connection, signaling interest without being overly aggressive. The inclusion of "you and I" emphasizes that the experience is about the two of you sharing time, which can evoke feelings of warmth and curiosity. This invitation feels personal and engaging in romantic settings, helping to establish an emotional connection without pressure. The phrase "you and me" is beautiful in simplicity and versatility. Over time, as you practice using it in these different contexts, it will become a natural part of your vocabulary. People respond positively to inclusive language because it fosters a sense of belonging and togetherness. Whether in the workplace, with friends, or in romantic pursuits, using "you and me" opens the door for deeper connections and smoother interactions. By embracing this subtle yet effective tool, you enhance your communication skills and build stronger, more meaningful relationships that will last. The power of personal transformation. Confidence starts with you. Attraction is not a passive process. You actively create through how you live, present yourself, and bring energy into every interaction. To cultivate absolute confidence, the transformation must start with you. It's not just about saying the right things. It's about embodying the mindset that you deserve to be noticed, respected, and valued for who you are. The phrase, "you and me," goes far beyond its literal meaning. It represents a mindset of mutual connection, clarity, and authenticity. When you start to view yourself through the lens of someone who brings value to every relationship, you will see how the dynamic shifts. This mindset doesn't happen overnight. but it's an intentional practice that begins with minor changes in how you engage with others. One of the most powerful things you can do is integrate confidence into your daily interactions. Don't wait for the perfect moment to speak or act. Take initiative, even in small ways. For example, in conversations, instead of merely reacting to what's said, contribute with clarity and intention. When you speak, make sure your words reflect a belief in yourself and respect for others. You'll begin to see how people respond by consistently acting with confidence. They'll start to engage with you differently, showing more respect, interest, and admiration. But confidence doesn't come from faking it. It comes from authenticity. To truly connect with others, especially in romantic relationships, you must show up as the most genuine version of yourself. Women are attracted to real men who aren't afraid to express what they want and can lead confidently, but remain open to the needs and perspectives of those around them. When you combine authenticity with assertiveness, you become magnetic. Someone others want to be around, someone they can rely on. As you refine your approach and observe the reactions of others, you'll get valuable feedback. The more you practice, the more you'll fine-tune your communication style, learning when to push forward and when to step back. Confidence is not overpowering others. It's about leading with respect and clarity, while always being mindful of the balance between your desires and those around you. Leadership doesn't mean dominating every situation. It means being a guide who makes decisions, takes action, and inspires trust. In relationships, this leadership is shown through your ability to listen, make decisions, and create experiences that add value to the other person's life. It's about becoming someone who makes others feel safe, valued, and understood. Ultimately, personal transformation is about owning your worth and stepping into your role as a confident, decisive, and authentic individual. When you begin this journey of self-assurance, you attract others and become the kind of person who inspires respect and admiration. It's a shift in mindset, a way of seeing yourself as someone worthy of success, connection, and happiness. As you embrace this transformation, you will notice the subtle but powerful ways it enhances your relationships, bringing deeper intimacy and a sense of mutual respect into every interaction. If you enjoyed the content, subscribe to the channel to continue learning how to boost your confidence, improve your social skills, and attract the right people into your life. Confidence, decisiveness, and clarity are the keys to building meaningful connections, not just in romantic relationships, but in every interaction you have. The key takeaway from today's video is the power of mastering a simple phrase: you and me. These 3 words hold the potential to spark instant attraction and set the foundation for deeper, more genuine connections. It's a slight shift in your approach that can lead to profound changes, not just in how others perceive you, but in how you experience your relationships and interactions. Attracting women, or anyone for that matter, is not about having the perfect looks or the most money. It's about showing up with confidence and clarity, knowing exactly what you want, and expressing it in a way that makes others feel seen and valued. When you embody this mindset, the world opens up in ways you never imagined. What are your thoughts on this approach? Have you ever experienced the power of simple, clear communication in your relationships? I'd love to hear your personal stories and insights in the comments below. And of course, don't forget to hit that subscribe button to stay updated with more videos filled with valuable tips on how to attract the right people and master the art of connection. Let's continue this journey together.